Aging after 60 is widely accepted as a fixed biological verdict. We plan our lives around a predictable decline: muscle loss, thinning bones, and a mind that begins to slow down. Compared to our closest primate relatives, humans are a biological anomaly. A wild chimpanzee rarely survives past 40, and a gorilla is considered old at 35. Yet early humans across radically different environments, from equatorial Africa to subarctic Siberia, consistently lived into their 70s and 80s. From a purely biological standpoint, natural selection favors traits that improve reproductive success. Keeping the machinery running for decades after a woman's reproductive years end requires a unique evolutionary explanation. The grandmother hypothesis suggests that human longevity was selected because experienced elders were essential to group survival. They held decades of ecological knowledge, mediated conflicts, and transmitted survival skills that a younger person simply could not reconstruct. Dr. Daniel Lieberman argues that natural selection produced a human body with a specific architectural mandate for a long, functional, and socially embedded life. Our ancient biological architecture was built to last well into our 90s. Yet today, we see widespread physical and cognitive collapse beginning around age 65. This decline is an evolutionary mismatch, the accumulated cost of placing an ancient, finely tuned system inside an environment it was never designed for. We have smoothed away the physical resistance of human history. By optimizing our world for ease, we accidentally eliminated the triggers required for bodily maintenance. One critical missing signal is mechanical loading. Bone requires physical resistance to signal cells called osteoblasts to reinforce its structure. By removing the loading signal, the process reverses. The body dismantles its own skeletal structure to conserve resources, causing the internal architecture to thin. In traditionally active populations, navigating varied terrain and carrying meaningful weight, researchers find drastically lower rates of osteoporosis compared to industrialized societies. Bone loss is a loading signal deficiency caused by a modern environment engineered for physical ease. Selection pressures also shaped how our brains age. The human brain evolved to solve complex, high-stakes problems late in life. The traditional elder role, mediating conflict and transmitting survival skills, provided the exact socially embedded stimulation needed for cognitive resilience. The brain maintains architecture through use. Modern retirement frequently strips these demands away in a single transition. A person may suddenly move from managing high-stakes complexity to an environment that asks almost nothing of them cognitively or socially. Passive activities like watching documentaries or solving solitary puzzles do not provide the complex, consequential, and socially embedded engagement the aging brain expects. Early cognitive decline is often the neurological response to purposeful disengagement, a brain that stopped receiving the signal that it's useful to the group. The third signal is metabolic rhythm. For hundreds of thousands of years, humans inhabited environments where caloric abundance predictably cycled with relative scarcity. A continuous influx of high glycemic calories locks the body into biological pathways favoring rapid cellular reproduction. This actively suppresses maintenance, accelerating aging. Intermittent metabolic downshifts serve as the cue to activate cellular repair. This state prompts the body to remove damage and preserve its architecture. Exceptional longevity in regions like rural Okinawa is historically linked to an eating culture of rhythmic sufficiency rather than perpetual abundance. Metabolic dysfunction in later life is the predictable biological reaction to a food environment that constantly broadcasts a signal of perpetual excess. Treating physical and cognitive decline purely as medical diseases obscures their root cause. While genetics are fixed, individuals have the agency to redesign the environment that speaks to their biology every day. A retiree who walks across uneven ground to tutor teenagers is restoring both the mechanical load and the complex social purpose signals. Maintaining a kitchen garden and sharing meals with neighbors restores physical resistance, metabolic simplicity, and social connection simultaneously. True longevity comes from aligning daily habits with the signals our biology evolved to recognize. We successfully engineered a whirl of ease without realizing our biology never evolved to protect itself from comfort. Auditing your own routine can reveal which critical signal, mechanical loading, purposeful engagement, or metabolic rhythm, is most absent. Reversing functional decline begins with environmental redesign. Shifting the default conditions of your daily life forces these biological maintenance signals to return as a structural requirement.